welcome. We're here to cast NGS Season 11, Division B Southeast, currently chasing Samuro, taking on BFT One Punch Monk tonight. These team names are a mouthful. I can't wait to stutter over these. We already got the teams in chat here. I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. We do have that lobby up and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and let them know we're ready. And while they get into that draft phase, we'll go over those map selections and bans that occurred here today. We did have BFT One Punch Monk win that coin toss, and they are opting for first pick here in this series, giving map pick over to the side of currently chasing Samuro. Those map bans coming out tonight: Battlefield of Eternity banned out, and Towers of Doom by currently chasing Samuro. Over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, they've banned out Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queens. Those are the maps taken off tonight. We won't be going there. We are going to kick this series off on Infernal Shrines, though, and it looks like we're just waiting for those readies to get into this. But I'm excited. A few familiar faces here. I recognize some of the players from the NGS free agent combine. I casted some of B-Metaho, some of the matches that they were in. So I have a little bit of insight into some of the players in this lobby, but a lot of new faces for me as well here. Of course, I'm very, very familiar with Imran. She's played in many, many games I've casted, both NGS and outside of NGS, so I maybe have an idea of some of the things we could be seeing from her tonight as well. I always like starting off a series on Infernal Shrines as well. It's just a solid kickoff to a series going to Infernal Shrines. There's a, you know, it's not typically a snowballing map. You can even sometimes look to get value elsewhere on the map if you lose that objective. I've seen teams just opt to, you know, counter push in other lanes if they have enough clear for that top immortal, and even losing that first immortal and going for push elsewhere usually doesn't put you too far behind, as long as there's nothing to really kind of snowball the immortal or the Punisher, I should say, in the early game here. Still just waiting on the readies to come out, but hopefully not too much longer here. In the meantime, oh, there's one ready. Let's talk about what we're doing this week here on my stream. I am going to be casting a lot this week. I have five casts lined up for this week, starting today. Tomorrow I'm going to be casting at 6:30 p.m. if you want to catch that. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. So lots of streams scheduled for this week. But right now, currently chasing Samuro, taking on BFT One Punch Monk here on Infernal Shrines for the first game of the series. They're gonna go ahead and ban that Samuro right away. I'm not sure. I know B-Metaho plays a ton of like those like niche kind of picks nobody likes playing against, so he maybe and likely does play Samuro, but there's a chance that it could just be BFT worried about the Samuro pickup, just based purely on the name here. I also see that Chromie band coming out from the side of currently chasing Samuro. And the Lost Vikings band. That one's definitely B-Metaho band. I saw him play Vikings in the free agent combine. And of course the Hogger band. Just a pretty popular hero right now in the current meta. So nothing too surprising there. We're going to see the Diva first pick locked in now for the side of BFT One Punch Monk.
With every death comes honor. With honor redemption.
All right, the Gazlo Hanzo now locked in for currently chasing Samuro. I also saw Bimetaho play Gazlo, I'm pretty sure, before, so I'm not too surprised there. The rest of the team, I'm not sure who's playing what role. I'm familiar with Imran. The other two players, Ewok, I've seen around before, but I don't know off the top of my head what's in their hero pool. We do see the Joanna and Tychus locked in now for the side of BFT One Punch Monk. Tychus still pretty popular right now. Joanna just solid all around tank. Probably the most boring to play, but very effective in her role. And there's the Anduin band now coming through for the side of currently chasing Samuro, going to target that healer role as the BFT One Punch Monk still looking to lock in their healer after this ban phase here. The thing is they still need their healer as well, so taking off Anduin is a little bit banning out themselves potentially. We are going to see a tank ban coming out from BFT One Punch Monk. We still need the tank and healer pickup for currently chasing Samuro. We're going to get that now with Varian being locked in and Deckard as well here by CCS. Luminaire, how are you doing? Alright, those last two pickups here coming in for the side of BFT One Punch Monk. We're going to see the Mephisto and Lucio to round out the draft over there. Mephisto, the nice thing about a Mephisto on Infernal Shrines is if you get zoned out a little bit and you're getting close to having that objective done, he can use his Shade of Mephisto to get in there, clear some of that shrine up, and get back to safety pretty easily.
The Nexus.
All right, it's going to be Orphea for CCS here. I have to say, I'm a little bit favoring BFT One Punch Monk in this draft right now. I think that, you know, I always bring this up when there's a main tank variant, but you need to have some very, very coordinated play to get picks off of the taunt, because Varian doesn't really provide any form of disengage for his team or peels at all. His one trick is just going in for that taunt, getting a target in the early fight, and then having the numbers advantage for that fight to continue to turn it in your favor. But if that pick doesn't happen, it can be really rough. It's going to really come down to whether CCS has that synergy going for their team yet. I know this is a newer roster here. Maybe a couple of the players are familiar with each other, but I know this is one of CCS's newer teams here, so they've only been playing together for maybe about a month. Meanwhile, over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, a little bit, you know, obviously synergy is still important, but it's not going to come down to really just playing off that one taunt play. They have the option, you know, you go Durance and throw that like Diva Mech Explosion on top of it, or Tychus Odin just popping off on everyone in the Durance, followed up with Blessed Shields, or Blessed Shields to set up the Durance. There's a lot that can kind of work out over there. The Variant, I'm not saying the Variant comp can't work. I'm just saying it requires a little bit more synergy and communication on the team here. All right, let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we have currently chasing Samuro here with Ewok on the Varian, Bimetaho playing Gazlo, Imran on Deckard, Cordona on the Hanzo, and Hariel on the Orphea. And on the right-hand side, it's going to be BFT One Punch Monk. Frank Jukes playing Mephisto, Rumfied on the Lucio, Try and Go playing the Tychus, Random Task on the Joanna, and Crowleon playing the Diva.
We cannot tarry.
Hi Arcane, hi Brainer. Hope you guys are having a fantastic night. I know you guys are from the CCS fam, here to cheer on the teams. It's one of the best things about CSCS. Super supportive community, that's for sure. So one thing to look out for in the early game with a Varian comp here is knowing that Varian doesn't come online until level 4, there's a possibility of camp invades happening in this early game. We could see BFT One Punch Monk going for that early game invade on the siege camp in mid lane over on the side of CCS. We already see BFT getting a little bit ahead on the rotations here. The charge going out from Varian onto Lucio, but he's going to be able to back away off that. And they're heading back towards mid to catch that soak. We have 5 seconds until those camps do spawn in here, so we're just going to have to see if they go for this invade. We do have BFT One Punch Monk starting up their siege camp first and getting this cleared out. Mephisto and Tychus working on that while Joanna and Lucio catch that bottom wave. I'm interested to see if we're going to have anyone over on the side of CCS starting up their camps here. Joanna's getting a little bit caught out, though, having to pop that Iron Skin. Lucio coming down to provide a bit of a speed boost for her to get out of there. But she's going to get out just fine, and that camp in the mid will go over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. And now, currently chasing Samuro, has to worry about catching not only mid-soak, but clearing up a camp here that's going to pressure that mid-fort. So we will see BFT One Punch start that bottom siege camp. This is a great opportunity here, because if currently chasing Samuro decided to try and contest this, they would be missing soak somewhere, whether it be mid because of that camp pushing the wall forward, or just here we go. They are going to try to come in here, but the camp goes down already to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. We do have Lucio taking a bit of damage. Hariel getting healed back up by the Deckard here to stay alive. We do have Jazzalene coming down. Oh, Cordona is going to fall here, though. Lucio getting the pick, but he's going to pay for that with his life here. Orphea managing to turn around, get that chomp, and Ewok turning on him there. It does have that taunt up and available now. So Varian kind of, coming online here. I love when I see the solo laners coming down to catch that mid-soak when their team's going to miss it. We saw B-Metaho rotate down and catch it there. It's crashing once again because we also saw D.Va rotate down. But it's nice because it allows people to go for that 4-man fight in the bottom and contest that bottom siege camp if they want to without the worry of missing mid-soak. And that's the thing, is when you're forcing that bottom camp, you can sometimes end up in situations where you are down a wave of soak from mid lane if you don't have your off laner rotating to grab that. So I love to see that. Now, nothing too unusual here. Typically, teams like to get out this bruiser camp before the first objective, so it's pushing during objectives. So we are seeing that happen over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk. However, CCS has yet to grab their camp, but they are getting a bit of a head start here on this Punisher objective. This one is currently 15 out of the 40 skeletal defenders needed. But BFT now coming down and trying to push them off this point here. The taunt goes out onto Lucio. He's going to back up here. The Deckard's root being popped as well. Condemn coming out from Joanna. Hariel trying to chase down this Joanna here. The D.Va does have her mech explosion if they want to go in there and zone them out, and it might not be a bad idea at this point. Right now, CCS is up on the objective burn, so they need to pop that and try to get ahead and try to get the picks before this Immortal phase just ends up, or this Punisher phase ends up being won by CCS. Ewok here getting quite low, having to back out, is going to get picked off by the Joanna. Imran also going down. Not for free, though. Joanna falls, and now it does look like they're doing a little bit of cleanup here, the Orphea in the back line. A 3 for 2, though, right now in favor of BFT One Punch. And nobody really prioritizing the objective at this moment. We are going to see Lucio have to back here to hit the tap. And now Mephisto and D.Va going back onto this point to finish it up. And this will be the first Punisher going over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk.
Red team has summoned a mortar Punisher.
Now this one's a Mortar Punisher. Mortars hit a little bit hard, but at least the structures aren't being shut down in that early game. And they did manage to get a couple picks here, so no one really around to capitalize too much off of that Punisher jump in this early phase. However, this Punisher is still getting a bit of work done. That front wall has gone down, and the fort is taking damage now at about half health. We're going to see another jump onto Varian here. And the wave is kind of crashing in and following up. This fort should fall. The Punisher's still not going down there yet. And then we will see that bottom fort fall as BFT splits off to go start up their siege camp. Meanwhile, Jazzalene catching that top soak here. We are going to see D.Va rotate back up there to match him in the lane. And a play for that bottom camp coming out by CCS here. A bit of a risky play, but it's just equal talent tiers. They just don't have that fort to fall back to. Here's the taunt coming out onto Varian, or onto Tychus. The ping is going out onto him as well, but they're not quite able to follow up off of that. However, BMetaho coming down, making this a 5v4. That's going to push off the members of BFT One Punch Monk. Lucio getting quite low. Couldn't really stick around in that fight. And that camp will go over to CCS. Level 10's online now for the side of BFT One Punch Monk. We do have Joanna talenting into Blessed Shield. Odin being grabbed by the Tychus. Micro missiles from the D.Va. Durance of Hate picked up by the Mephisto. And High Five from the Lucio. Not too surprised to see High Five here. It's pretty popular now with the buffs to it in that last patch. But additionally, such a great pickup into a Varian taunt comp. Because anytime that taunt comes out, it's just an easy High Five target. So basically, Varian now has to look for the taunt on Lucio. Otherwise, they're just saved with a High Five. We have that Durance coming out here from the Gazlo onto the Gazlo, who's going to pop his Grav Bomb, catch a couple members of BFT One Punch Monk. Let's see if they can get those counter kills now, because the Orphea crushing Jaws coming out here, but unfortunately she's going to fall here, so that's going to be a 2-for-1 right now in favor of BFT One Punch Monk. The rest of the members trying to retreat here. D.Va coming in for the interrupt as they look to escape. But that's all they'll get here, 2-for-1 in favor of BFT One Punch Monk, and they're going to make the play for that siege camp as well, managing to secure that up and steal it away from CCS. Objectives should be coming up soon here, and we do have those bruiser camps up and available for both teams to grab. CCS has yet to take their bruiser camp, and we are going to see a rotation by BFT One Punch Monk to start theirs up now. I'd like to see them delay capping this until objective comes in here, but let's just see how they play it. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and take this. So this is actually a good thing for currently chasing Samuro now, because they have a little bit of a window here if they would like to go and clear up that camp and also grab their bruiser camp, and now there's going to be a lot of pressure mounting in their favor in that top lane. We do see them rotate over to grab their bruiser camp now, see if Gazlo can get that top camp cleared up for them in the meantime. They have about 10 seconds till objective is online, and there might even be a potential that they're going to come scout out this bruiser camp. This is really the only place on the map for the team to be, and the Hanzo is showing bottom lane. So they're going to go ahead, walk into this camp, 5v4 fight in their favor, and try to go for the invade. It's a great call coming out from BFT One Punch Monk here. Do you have the Gazlo grab bomb coming out, paired with the Hanzo arrow across the map. Hanzo is making his way up here to try and help in this engage. We did have the crushing jaws come out, but it didn't quite connect out. Here comes the stay a while and listen from the Deckard, but it is going to be Gazlo that falls in this fight right now, a 1-for-0 in favor of BFT. Random Tusk, though, in a little bit of awkward position. The taunt comes out. Iron Skin is being popped by Joanna. She's going to try to walk away here. Health bar's quite low over on the side of BFT One Punch, but same thing kind of happening over for currently chasing Samuro. Not quite able to finish off the picks they were looking for there. However, they did clear up that bruiser camp, and they have a bruiser camp of their own pushing top. So at least a little bit of pressure in that top lane should start to work in their favor there. And they are going to walk back to this point. Gazlo coming back up now for this objective. But already 15 skeletal defenders picked up for CCS as I get a little bit zoned out here by BFT One Punch Monk. Deckard setting up with lots of potions. BMetaho on the side here with the turrets down and just a little bit of poke damage being traded, but a big Blessed Shield coming out from Joanna, and they're going to follow that up. The taunt goes out onto the D.Va. The High Five being popped here as well. Do you have that mech explosion going off? It is going to connect onto BMetaho on the Gazlo there. Gazlo does go down. Taika securing that kill, and Imran is now a little bit caught out of position. The Hanzo Air is going to come out to try and peel, but not quite in time to save the Deckard here. 2 members down now on the side of CCS. This does look like BFT One Punch Monk has this opportunity now to finish up this top objective. They also managed to get that bruiser camp cleared as well, so the pressure that was heading top in favor of currently chasing Samuro has now been cleaned up and nothing to worry about there. We're even going to see BFT One Punch Monk make a play for their siege camp as well, just to get that out and also have it pushed during objective. I like this. So here's the thing. They're kind of in an okay position here to just stall out and get camps. So not only will they have pressure building in the other lanes because they stalled it a little bit, but they're also going to have this Punisher, obviously. All 5 members looking to siege up in the mid with this Punisher. This one is an arcane Punisher, so again, their structures are not going to be shut down, but a lot of damage on the ground for CCS to have to avoid here. And they have the help of the siege camp as well. The leap goes out onto the Varian here. We have the Durance of Hate going and connecting onto Gazlo. He's getting a little bit caught out. The slows are connecting as well. He's going to back up and manage to hit that fountain. This Punisher is getting quite low, though, so we are going to see BFT One Punch look to disengage now. There's a small window here where currently chasing Samuro could, you know, chase and try to take a fight before level 16s are online for BFT One Punch Monk, but it's going to be difficult for them at this point. They're down 3 levels. Level 16s are now online for BFT One Punch. They're going to make a play for this bottom siege camp and try to get what they can on this map with vision of where BFT is right now. They're all just kind of showing in that top lane, but they are going to have to back to clean up that top and defend top keep. We're going to see Mephisto stick around bottom to clear up the camp they just capped here and just continue to create pressure in that lane. Varian has gone top here just to kind of scare them off a bit, but for now, looks like BFT One Punch Monk just wants to play it a little bit safe. If they take a fight, they don't want it to be underneath enemy keeps or towers. They want it to be in a nice open space here, so I would imagine if we see CCS step out a little bit too far, you could see a collapse by BFT. And here we go. Joanna is coming up for the condemn there. She does have Blessed Shield out, so if they stick around too long, there's a chance here that it might not play out. It's very risky for them to be this far extended in the lane down their 16s. It's almost giving BFT the opportunity for a free team fight. Especially with Gazlo showing top right now. They're going to go ahead and rotate for their Bruiser camp, but this is almost a guaranteed invade by the side of BFT. And look at that, right onto the Hanzo here. Blessed Shield gets popped, and so does the Hanzo. We're going to see him fall. Alden, how are you doing? My pleasure. I love casting CCS games. I was saying earlier, CCS has like one of the most supportive community. You guys always show up in chat cheering on the CCS team. This is really nice to see. Level 16 is not quite online here for currently chasing Samuro. We're going to see Tychus pop the Odin, and all this pressure building on this top keep here as they make a play to secure this with that level 16 talent tier advantage over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk. This keep is being made short work of here. There's really not much that currently chasing Samuro is able to do into this. They're going to clear up this pressure left behind by BFT One Punch, but in the meantime, the next shrine is coming up, and BFT going to be in a nice position here to start this up. I will say there is a little bit of an opportunity here for CCS to try and make a comeback at this point. They are on equal talent tiers. Hey, Zero, thanks. They are on equal talent tiers, so they have this little window here where they can try to force a fight and find their footing in this match right now. It won't be easy, that's for sure, as they're going to have those katas mounting in that top lane during this objective, as well as now a camp pushing in the mid, and those periodic katas as well in both the mid and bottom lanes. You have the Joanna kind of looking on the flank here to see if she could find something when Ewok stepped up. Ewok just needs to find the right taunt target, and the only right taunt target here in this comp is the Lucio at this point with a high five, because anyone else could get high five. The taunt is going to go out onto Joanna, though. We do have the mech explosion connecting as well. Big gravel bomb followed up by the Hanzo arrow here. They are pairing all of their alts nicely together, but they're just not able to finish the picks off. We're going to see it. Oh, maybe I'm wrong here. They are able to finish them off. This is the turnaround CCS needed. Their health bars were looking so low in that engage, but they just popped off a 4-for-1 in favor of currently chasing Samuro, and just what they need, a frozen Punisher to really help them siege up in this phase here. Now, Arfia not really the best here for siege damage, but with this frozen Punisher, they'll be able to get a little bit more done than if it were an Arcane or Mortar. So at least they have that going for them here. We do have Hanzo returning to core to clean up the lanes. They do have those katas pushing top that he has already cleared up in a camp, as well as katas in the mid lane that needs to be cleared up. We should see him potentially meet up with his team now. I'd like to see them siege a little bit more with this. Maybe even get that front wall down, but it looks like they're going to back up for now. look to try and find things on the map for them to pick up. Gazlo is going to continue to clear up mid. Hanzo's going to join the rest of his team, and they're going to start to just pick up camps on the map and continue the siege. It was still a pretty healthy Punisher, and because it was a Frozen, I would have liked to see them do a little bit more. But I also respect that they don't want to get caught out in a 5v4 with Gazlo having to stay back and clean up core the entire time. It would have given an opportunity for Joanna to just kind of push forward and chase them on the retreat if they stayed around too long. So we do see them pick up that mid-siege camp. This top camp not up for another 45 seconds. So now they're just kind of sitting around looking to see if they can get a play in before level 20s are hit by BFT One Punch Monk. We're going to see them set up in this bush here. Cordona kind of acting as the bait for the team here if they step up to try to get the pick on him. But they are scouted. The blind comes out from Joanna. No sneaky plays here for the side of CCS. At this point, if I'm on CCS, I'm backing up and sticking right underneath my keeps at this point. Level 20 is online for BFT One Punch Monk. I don't want to be anywhere out overextended in these lanes down that level 20 talent tier. It just gives them an opportunity here to take a free team fight with that talent tier advantage. What you can do at this point is just kind of sit underneath your keeps and wait for that soak to come to you. Stay mounted, let your minions kill the enemy team minions and just catch your soak while you're mounted up, so less chance of them to get the drop on you here. They do have that bruiser camp up, but again, just give it at this point. You need those level 20s online to really do anything here. We do have B Metaho making an interesting play down here. He knows all 5 members of BFT One Punch Monk are sitting up in that top, taking that camp. He's just going to try and create some pressure bottom and look for that level 20s for his team. He has pushed that lane pretty far forward, and since they do have that fort secured down there, they're also getting periodic katas in that bottom lane now to kind of even it out. Just a little bit shy of that level 20. We're going to see the Blessed Shield come out onto Ewok. That's going to be followed up by the Gravo Bomb. Oh, I really wish they could have just held off on this fight just a moment, or a little moment longer here, because it's like 19.9, and we're going to see the Hanzo fall, followed by the Varian. Down goes Orphea as well. Imran trying to escape off of here, but the chase is on for her here. The blind comes out from Joanna. The micro missiles do connect by Diva. We are going to see Imran fall, and the core call coming out now for BFT One Punch Monk. 50% and falling now. Be Metaho the only one up left to defend this. Game number 1 will go over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. All right, let's take a look at this match summary while we're waiting for that next lobby to come up. And I'm also going to take a moment to just rest my voice a second and have a drink of water. All right, let's take a look at these talents here. I think over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, nothing too unusual. Definitely the high 5 pickup into a taunt Varian comm makes it so much harder for them to actually capitalize off of Varian's taunt, having that high 5, because pretty much any target at all besides a Lucio gets taunted. You have that just like free save button on Lucio to get them out. A lot of like wombo combo potential for CCS here. And we saw it happen several times. It's just like actually getting the kills wasn't quite happening some of those times. We saw the nice like, you know, gravel bombs into Hanzo area, arrows into Orphea, crushing jaws. But we would also sometimes see some of the members just walk away with a little bit of health left on them, and they couldn't quite get those last hits in to finish off the kills. We did get that one nice fight over Punisher where they just blew everyone up, and it worked really well. And I think that, you know, just looking at the combos that we did see them successfully pull off, that this team is coming together fairly nicely right now. I wonder if maybe Orphea potentially could have just taken Eternal Feast because of the lockdown from Stay a While and Listen. Gravel Bomb and the Hanzo arrow was already providing enough CC for the team that having the Eternal Feast to just give a little bit more damage in these fights might have actually worked out better. Especially with a lot of these fights just happening over camps. We saw a couple fights breaking out over the Bruiser camps. If you were to just drop an Eternal Feast in those tight choke points where your team was already kind of CCing them to death, it might have worked out a little bit better there. I don't think there's really maybe the diva, if she really wanted to take it just to have some kind of like help button for herself in case she's getting chased down, but there's no one really going in there to backline their team for the most part. Just the diva, and I don't think that was too much of an issue there. So yeah, that's the only thing that I maybe would have considered changing a little bit. Of course, on Varian, you have that level 13 Shattering Throw picked up here, which is a great pickup into the Joanna. As soon as she just pops her Iron Skin, you just pop that and take her shield right away. So that's one of the reasons why Varian is a great counter to Joanna. But again, running a main tank Varian comp, it requires a lot of synergy from your team to follow up on those taunts. Banner of Delaran is also one that sometimes see picked up, but not as often. You got that 20% increased spell power there for allied heroes. I think like you could definitely work out with the combo they're trying to pull off to just drop that and then drop all the ultimates down. So I don't hate it. Typically, I think I see armor picked up most of the time, which could have worked out pretty okay here as well. Still just waiting for that lobby to come up now. Let's have rubies getting picked up by the Deckard. This is another talent that's kind of been flexing. You know, rubies for a long time was the go-to talent for, how would I say, like the last year almost. But, you know, it's been nerfed, and now people have been sometimes taking the shield at level 4 instead of ruby. It really just depends. So Taika's going with like a full grenade build down here. That's another build that's been nerfed a couple times. Oh, I got the invite to the lobby, so it must be up. Let's pop on over to me, and I'll get you guys updated on where we're going for game number 2 here, and how that's all played out. Just give me a moment to update this overlay for you guys. All right. Game number 2 here of our best of 3 series. We're going to be heading to Cursed Hollow. It does look like first pick is over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. So currently chasing Samuro has opted for map pick after losing game number 1. Unless they have the lobby set up wrong. That's what I'm like, most of the time when people lose, they want first pick, but maybe there's a strategy going on here that CCS has in mind. And I'm not going to be surprised that if that's the case, because, wait, hang on. Hang on. I just realized they have the teams swapped. Okay, you know what? I lied. This isn't a map pick by CCS. They just have the lobby messed up here. So let me wait until they get that sorted. Because they try to put CCS on the right. And mix it up here, but... Okay. So this is a map pick by BFT One Punch Monk. Now that we have the lobby sorted, let me update this so you guys have the right information here. It does look like CCS has opted to go with first pick after losing game number 1. So this is a map pick out from the side of BFT One Punch Monk. A bit confusing. I apologize. But I didn't notice they tried to pull a switch in the draft here, or in the lobby here. So got the teams on the right side now. I'm going to let them know we're ready. And we can get into this. game number 2 here. Now, I actually, when I came in and they had the lobby swapped, I thought, oh, it kind of makes sense that they would go for Cursed Hollow with a team like currently chasing Samuro, because I know B Metaho plays a lot of like split pushing kind of macro heroes, the Samuros, the Gazlos, the Lost Vikings, something that's going to really benefit from a large map where they can kind of go off on their own thing and create pressure in lanes away from objectives. So I wasn't too surprised, but this is actually a map pick coming out from BFT One Punch Monk. So they must feel pretty confident to counter that kind of style of play that some of the players like over on the side of CCS here. I think there was even jokes about, yeah, there's already jokes in chat about Samuro and TLV being banned already. I'm not going to be surprised if we see BFT One Punch Monk stick to those bans going into this match, because they can get some really good value on Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow.
Well, let's get into this now. Alright, that first ban here coming out by currently chasing Samuro is going to be the Sonya ban. Sonya's been pretty popular lately in the meta, especially her full slam build or W build on Sonya. That's going to be followed up by the Samuro ban. No surprises there. The last ban we saw, Chromie and Hogger banned in the first phase here by CCS. So I'm interested to see if they're going to pick one of those to ban out. Hogger, obviously, pretty fantastic pickup in general. Chromie as well. Chromie provides a lot of stall here on objectives if she can just poke at it from a distance and stay safe. So it is going to be that Chromie ban once again. And once again for BFT One Punch Monk, the Lost Vikings being banned out. Hogger still up and available here if anyone does play that.
Hell, it's about
But it's going to be the Tychus being locked in first for CCS. Great pickup because we did see Tychus played by BFT One Punch Monk last game. So grabbing that first is also kind of a denial pick to BFT. The D.Va Brightwing locked in now for BFT One Punch Monk. Saw D.Va last game here. I'm curious if, you know, if they were to say ban out that D.Va, what would we be saying instead? Is the Sonya a target ban and the D.Va is the second best pickup here for their offlaner, potentially?
Our world is worth fighting for.
So I think that it's funny that they prioritized banning Sonya this round when, you know, Infernal Shrines is one of Sonya's better map, and Sonya made it all the way through the draft last game. So I'm wondering why the priority on Sonya ban this match but not last match. We do have, oh, I love this. I love the Decker May pickup. They can work really well together. Basically, if you know, Make throws out her slows and catches somebody, Deckard also throws out his slows and catches them in the root as well. They just pair so well together. Even their ultimates, an Ice Wall paired with a follow-up with a Stay a While and Listen, or Stay a While and Listen paired into the Ice Wall. They just have such good synergy in all of their abilities. We do see the Cassia ban coming out from CCS here, as well as Malthael being banned out by BFT One Punch Monk, and more globals getting picked up for BFT here, with Falstad being locked in and Sylvanas also being grabbed as well. those last two picks now. Coming in for the side of CCS is going to be the Li Ming and the Hogger. Turns out they do have a Hogger player over on the side of CCS. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? I really like CCS's draft right now. Having that Ming to just like throw her abilities on top of those slows and roots and stuns coming out from Deckard and Mei that are going to layer so well together, it can be pretty devastating here for the side of BFT One Punch Monk. Li Ming also provides great poke on objective as well to stall it out if needed. Of course, we got the Muradin over on the side of BFT to round out their draft there. A little bit less, let's say like... So when you have a Mei Deckard to kind of pair and get those slows and stuns and roots layered on top of each other, there's more of a window for your DPS to really follow up on that. Not so much over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk when you really just have the Muradin stun and maybe a polymorph on top of that. A little bit less of a window there for them to really capitalize on that CC and get the picks that they want in these fights.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
So I think right now anyways, I'm favoring the side of CCS going into this match. We'll have to see how it plays out. You know, there's a maybe BFT One Punch Monk has a little bit better wave clear and the globals might help them out here, but we'll just have to see how it goes here. I like CCS's draft. I think it's a good draft here. So CCS on the left-hand side, Ewok playing Mei, B-Metaho on the Hogger, Immorin on Deckard, Cardona on the Tychus, and on the Li Ming, we have Hariel. Meanwhile, over on the right-hand side is BFT One Punch Monk. Random task on the Muradin, Try and Go on the Sylvanas, Rump Feed on the Brightwing, Crolione playing the Diva, and Frank Jukes on the Falstad. Doesn't look like CCS has any interest in that mid lane brawl here. They're going to split off and start soaking their lanes right away. Li Ming setting up in that bottom lane. We have Hogger in the top lane. Tychus ready to catch the mid soak as it crashes. Now that first trib is going to be bottom here, meaning that we will probably see the Siege Giant camp picked up first for the side of BFT One Punch Monk, and then they may make a play for their Bruiser camp to have some pressure building.
Hero has left the battle.
Oh. We have a disconnect. So yeah, let's just talk about where the trib's positioned. First one's going to be spawning in right here. I know it's a little dark for you guys, but it's going to be spawning it in this bottom lane here, meaning that if currently chasing Samuro chooses to do their camps, they should start with the Bruiser camp. They get this Bruiser camp out first, create some pressure in the mid here that needs to be cleared up, and the second camp that they want to get out is their Siege Giants. They don't want to rush these. They want to get these out at about, right at the 2:30 mark in the match here, so that they're crashing into the lanes during objective. Especially if you have a Li Ming on your team here, could potentially sit down here and poke out and stall out those objectives for as long as possible. They might be able to get some good value out of those Siege Giants. The one thing is, though, they need to make sure they don't pick them up too early, because if they get them out too early, there's the potential that Brightwing or Falstad just hang around in this top lane, ready to clear out those Giants, and then fly down to objective. So it's really just making sure that they get that camp timing done nicely so that it's not cleared up by the globals. And that should be good. Meanwhile, BFT One Punch Monk, they can look to grab their Siege Giant camp first and then try to grab their Bruiser camp afterwards. That way this Bruiser camp is going to be pushing in the mid while objective is going off. So again, and this there's no globals over on the side of currently chasing Samuro, so it's not like they can leave somebody in the mid and have them just fly down magically to objective like BFT can do. So just grabbing that closer to when objective comes off will mean there'll be some pressure mounting there, and if they choose to stall it out too long, they have to worry about taking a lot of damage to their mid wall and potentially fort. some jokes coming out in chat here. Hopefully nothing too long for the disconnect here. While they're paused, I'm just going to take a second to rest my voice, have a drink of water, and ask chat, how is your week going so far? Monday? Super far into the week already. Maybe I should be asking how your weekends went. I had a nice busy weekend. Casted all day Saturday. Yesterday I had a nice day off. Actually, yesterday I spent the entire day kind of doing things for my dog. We gave her a bath in the morning and then gave her an at-home haircut, which is a ton of work because she doesn't like getting her hair cut that much, but I had Scott help me out. And then to reward her, we took her to the park for a walk. Oh, I had a nice day yesterday. I didn't do I even got in some Storm League yesterday. And they were good games for the most part, so. I think there is time limits to how long these pauses can go for, but I'm just a caster. I don't enforce the rules. All right. Internet went out, restarting the router. Oh, no. I can sympathize with that. My ISP always tends to go out at the most important times, so. Just taking a look at these level 1 talents while we're waiting here. Just haven't done that yet. We do have Falstad talenting into Seasoned Marksman. I don't know. I see some Falstads like building into this. I just feel like on a map that's huge. Excuse me. On a map that's so big, like Cursed Hollow, it's going to take you a really long time to get the quest done. And I wonder... I hope not showing this on stream. I am. It's going to take quite a while to finish it off, and I wonder how much value you're really going to get out of the pickup. It's definitely something to keep an eye on to see if the Falstad does manage to get it finished in a timely manner and get some value out of it for sure. Brightwing picking up the Hypershift here, nothing too unusual. We've seen Hypershift kind of nerfed recently, but still popular pickup on the Brightwing. It doesn't really seem to have changed people's builds here. Hi Althene, how are you doing? The third win getting picked up by Murden. This is another pickup here that, like, I don't usually see on Murdens, but I've been seeing a little bit more often lately. So the nice thing about having third wind is if you're going to be playing kind of the stall game around these objectives, having third wind picked up just gets your Murden healed up so quickly and able to re-engage at objective. So yeah, so it's it's an interesting pickup. We'll see if he can get some value out of it. Just stalling, kind of dancing around, popping that third win and going back in here. I'm doing fantastic. We're just waiting for one of the players to come back here. We had a disconnect. Say every good match has a disconnect, so this must just mean that it's going to be a good match. Either that or CCS is about to reverse sweep this one. That's the other thing. The pause champ. What else do we have going on here? Might of the Banshee Queen being picked up by Sylvanas. She's looking to go Q build here. The nice thing about Sylvanas is literally all of her level 1 talents have their place and can work in certain situations. We had the internet go out on one of the players here, so hopefully they can get back in, but we're just kind of waiting to see what happens at this point. Tyke is taking Dash here. You know, don't typically see Dash picked up. Probably one of the least picked talents for Tychus on his level 1. Usually see the grenade, and if not the grenade, the increased range here. So Dash is a different pickup for sure. A little bit unusual. Tychus's movement speed increased by 20% for 2.5 seconds. And he has that increased range of run and gun. So maybe just looking to dodge, dip, and dive some Muradin stuns potentially. But I don't know if it's super necessary into their comp. I could see if there was... I don't know. I mean, maybe if they... We'll just see. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not super on the Dash train yet. Heat transfer from the Mei being picked up here. Decker taking the Sapphire. This has been a pretty popular pickup lately on the Deckard as well for his level 1, just having that extra slow. And I think it especially pairs well with the Mei, tossing out that extra slow on top of all the slows she has to kind of lock them down in blizzards or in roots. Can work out fairly well here. Interestingly, Ming is going to take Aetherwalker at level 1. So her teleports will cost no mana. I love that they just keep buffing Aetherwalker. Like I think it was Aetherwalker when the last buff came out. They're like the dev comments or something like, "How about now? Are you gonna pick it now?" or something along those lines. Just like, is it buffed now? Will this talent finally be a thing? Still just waiting here. Don't know quite what's going on. I think, though, once they reach a certain point... I don't know the rules. I mean, I slightly know the rules, but not well enough to know exactly what's going on here and how long they have for these pauses. All right, let's just pop on over here. They're worried about their chat being shown on stream, which, oops, it was shown. But I don't really have much more to talk about in this game. We've literally gone over all the talents here, picked out level 1, what they're going to be doing for camps when the game starts back up here. They have 3 seconds until the camps spawn in when the game does start again. So I'm interested to see who we're going to be seeing break off to do these camps. So right now, BFT, One Punch Monk, not really in the best positioning to get their camps out in the order I'd like to see them secured here. But, alright. Looks like they're asking to start it and agree to allow the bot to play. We have the agreement coming out from the side of CCS. So it does look like BFT, One Punch Monk might be playing with a bot in just a moment here. I don't know. Last time I played with a Muradin bot, they kind of trolled. I was playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They had like 40 gems and would start turn-in. And then the last second, canceled the turn-in. Like, did it like 10 times in a row. There's a clip of it somewhere. Oh, chat. They're saying, let's be honest, the bot will land more storm bolts than random. Oh no. All right. Hopefully we can get back into this game in a moment here. It does look like Muradin's internet has full on crashed and is not coming back up for now, so if that's the case, don't quote me, but I think the way this is going to play out is they're going to play it with a bot and then probably look to try to get a sub for next game if they can. All right, looks like they're going to start back up here. Let's pop back on over to the in-game screen. Some AI programmer at Blizzard is the ultimate troll. Yeah. Muradin has crazy Q accuracy. All right, looking for the readies, so hopefully we'll be getting into this in a moment. I feel like Muradin way back in the HGC games. Wasn't there a game where there was a Muradin bot and they ended up winning with him? 3, 2, 1, go! All right, we got those cans spawning in now. Let's see who opts to go take these off the bat. And if they go in the order I suggested. We do have Deckard starting up or starting to set up for this bruiser camp. Looks like Hogger is going to be the one to come down and work on it with a Deckard, which is great because Hogger has that line in here where he can just literally spin back and forth, hitting this camp the entire time. There we go. We're going to see him start that up now. And all Imran really needs to do is continue to drop the potions in the line for him here, and he'll be perfectly fine. Oh, it does pop off that line. But pretty much exactly as I called it while we were waiting here, we are going to see those Siege Giants getting picked up by BFT One Punch Monk. So they're prioritizing that camp first, and the Bruiser camp being the prioritization for currently chasing Samuro. Right now, Sylvanas and Muradin getting a little bit of push in that mid. Dwarf Toss coming out from the Muradin here. They're going to clear up that wave and now potentially go look to pick up their Bruiser camp as well. Hogger is going to start up this Siege Giant camp. And like I said, you don't want to get it out too early because they do have the globals over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk. So they could clear that up and then just fly down to objective or TP down to objective here if they get it out too early. This might actually be okay for them since Falstad is in the mid right now, not that top lane, and Brightwing will have a little bit of a problem clearing it by herself. So they could get some decent value out of this Siege Giant camp, but I imagine Brightwing's going to try and hang around top lane. It was an ETC boss. He got a good mosh in HGC. I feel like there's a Muradin boss or Muradin bot at 1.2. But who knows? That was like 3 years ago now. All right, Harriel going right away onto the pickup for that objective. No stalls coming out for the side of BFT One Punch Monk here. So the first tribute will be going to CCS. Meanwhile, that giant camp still working on being cleared up here. It does look like right now Sylvanas has Muradin pinged. So the tank is following around Sylv for the time being. We have a little bit of siege pressure happening here in that top lane as CCS looks to clear up the mid bruiser camp that BFT One Punch Monk took before this objective. There goes the phase shift by Brightwing down onto D.Va to keep her alive as B-Metaho and the D.Va face off in this bottom lane. Next objective will be spawning in the mid over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, so they'll have a little bit better positioning going into this one.
gathered tribute.
Yeah, I remember a Murden bot an HGC and Sky Temple. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Exactly, yeah. Other team is deliberately not ganging up on it. Yeah, I remember a Murden bot specifically on Sky Temple. I can't remember what team's the Murden bot. Whew. All right, we do have that next trib spawning in here. Currently chasing Samuro, already starting the channel. Here comes the Falstad with the interrupt and a rotation coming out now from the rest of BFT One Punch. Looks like they're going to try and zone off Murden going in with the Dwarf Toss, but getting stunned out. Phase shift from the Brightwing to connect onto him to keep him alive here. But he's going to back up. Oh, bots. Look at that stun from Murden and the follow-up leap. Oh, Tychus is going to go down. Murden bot popping off the Diva mech. Helping to secure that kill there. And that curse is going to go over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. You guys said it in chat. The Murden stuns are on point. There's another one onto Ewok, followed up by the Deckard. Root coming out to try and peel there, but not going to work out there. May also going to fall in that engage. Murden getting quite low here. We're going to see him back off with the Sylvanas. That third win coming into play here. See how fast Murden heals with third win? Whew, full health Murden already. I'm gonna see Sylva Murden start up that camp. Meanwhile, Falside getting a nice push in on this top lane. Cordona coming up to clear that up. We do have the Siege Giants back up now for the side of CCS. You're right. Looked it up, Murden bot, and he did indeed win. I wasn't just dreaming it.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Well, maybe it'll work out here for BFT One Punch Monk. So far, Murden bot has been kind of on point. Lucky it's a Murden bot, not an Alarak. Yeah. We do have level 10s online here for both teams. It's going to be Ice Wall, Stay a While and Listen, Hortapult, Wave of Force, and Odin picked up over on the side of CCS. So you're going to see this team fight start to break out here. Ming throwing out the orb there, trying to get some damage out. Hogger's still sitting in that bottom lane, and Brightwing just waiting here to get a target to phase shift onto. It's going to be the Diva here. Murden getting kind of stunned out and taking a bit of damage. Looking to just back up, get that third wind healing out, and look at this. He's almost full health again. Stun going out onto the Mei. He's going to Dwarf Toss the Mei. The Polymorph to follow it up, and they're going to get the pick here. The Gust comes out, knocking the rest of the members into the wall. Imran looking like she might be in a bit of trouble here. It does look like the potential is there for the pick by Li Ming. However, Deckard going to fall there. Brightwing getting quite low in the engage. Some of the health bars a little bit low. Potential resets there for Ming, just not quite working out. Falstad already flying down bottom to kind of counter that Hogger in the bottom lane, and the boss getting started up now by BFT One Punch Monk. This Murden bot, I'm convinced, guys. You have me convinced Murden bot is the best bot now. Except for that one time I had him. Will the bot not pick talents? I think they don't pick talents for a certain amount of time. I know that. I don't exactly know when it comes online. Don't pick talents until either a certain amount of time or just level 10. Okay. Oh, Frank Jukes may be looking like he might be in a bit of trouble. He's going to have to use his Gust to get him out of here as Tychus was going on the chase for him. Dude, we did have that boss secured by BFT One Punch, and it looks like Sylvanas and Murden are going to go ahead and make a play for this Bruiser camp as well, so they'll have that extra pressure during this next tribute. Now, this next one will give Curse over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk if they can manage to secure it. Cavalier, we were actually just talking about that. We had everyone go to look it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure last time I saw Murden bot in a game, it's HGC, and they won. Falstad flying down to this objective now. Cordona just looking to clear up this bottom lane. Do you have Mei ready here at the objective to stall it out? The rest of the members of currently chasing Samuro also coming down a little bit, lagging behind for BFT One Punch. Brightwing is just getting value off her global here. Be Meadowho, though. absolutely just bursted down in that engage there. Going to be picked off, and Brightwing didn't even need to phase shift down to help out her team yet. Frank Duke's on the flank here, looking to see if he can get some poke damage out, but we're actually going to see Mei getting picked off next. Here comes the phase shift onto the false ad as they look to chase down this Li Ming on the retreat here. Not quite able to finish her off. She's going to turn around, throw that orb out, and continue on her way out, but this curse is going to go over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. I can't help but feel that they must be pretty happy with the way that their bot is performing right now.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
They're going to secure this fort. Level 13 is almost coming online now for the side of currently chasing Samuro. Reminder too that they have the Sylvanas over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, so... Oh! Look who's back! I wonder... Oh, we're going to see the Li Ming pick off too. False ad managing to secure that kill in mid. I have to wonder what Random Task is thinking coming back into this game, seeing that they've somehow managed to secure a curse and are up in this game. We have the pause coming out now from Cordona. Not sure what this one's about. I didn't see anyone disconnect, so... Just have to wait and see here. All right. Cordona pulling cat aggro here. Has to pause for a moment. All right, they're going to continue on with the push. So as I was saying, they have the Sylvanas over on the side of BFT One Punch Monk, so even once this curse falls off, they have the potential of Sylvanas just to use those black arrows to shut down this keep to secure it. However, they do need to be a little bit careful. Bimedaho is rotating down now. They don't have Falstad with them, and he's their disengage with the Gust. Here we do have the Falstad coming in, and it's actually going to work out pretty well for the team. They get the pick onto the Hogger, and now the Gust into the wall. The Gust have been on point by this Falstad this game. All of his Gusts have nicely pushed them into the walls and just... set up an opportunity for his team to get some good picks. However, right now it does look like Falstad is going to be the next one to go down here. Random Task looking like he might be in a bit of trouble. Brightwing trying to find her way out of here, looking for that blink heal target, lands the blink heal onto the Diva here. Let's see if it's enough to get her out of there. Those slows, the Deckard and Mei just work so well together. So as soon as you're slowed, there's just the potential for you to be rooted or stunned, followed up after each other. We do have the Li Ming getting a little bit greedy there, trying to pick off the Brightwing, and she is going to pay for that. She gets picked off by towers here. A lot of pressure building in that top lane here for CCS to clear up. They have that Siege Giant camp to make a play for. Meanwhile, though, the re-engage over by BFT in that bottom lane, catching out Imran. Going to see Deckard fall, and Random Task still on the chase here. Leaps in, chasing Cordona, looking to try and secure another kill. The stun comes out. It does connect. That distance being closed up now by the Diva. Icewall coming out to disengage, though. Ewok managing to save his Tychus here. We also have that slow being dropped on top with the stun. Cordona still needs to be a bit careful because he's still outnumbered. We're also going to see the play for boss now by BFT One Punch Monk. They have that talent tier advantage. Going to try to make use of it right now while Deckard is still down. Bimedaho has scouted out, knows what's going on, but we've already seen Hogger just get popped in some of these engages, so he does need to be careful. Unstoppable's onto the point, tries to knock them off here. We have the Gust coming out, though, that's going to help them secure this point. Bimedaho gets knocked off the point, is now caught out of position. We're going to see him fall. Brightwing phase shifting is going to Hearth and potentially phase shift back into this fight when she's full health, but for now, a 1-0 in favor of BFT One Punch Monk, and they also get the boss on top of this, heading straight towards this bottom keep that's sitting at half health.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
They're going to go ahead and push with this as well. Murden bot coming back online here, landing that stun, the polymorph to follow it up. We're going to see Mei getting picked off here. This boss starting to wail away on the core. Sylvanas here to shut it down as well. With 2 members down on the side of CCS, there's a potential core call coming out here. Level 16s are almost online for currently chasing Samuro for this defense, but it's still going to be a difficult one without their tank up. And we have the root connecting onto Tychus and Hogger here, which is not right where you want to be right now. We're going to see Hogger fall. Brightwing taking a bit of damage. from the core anomaly here. Li Ming trying to find the picks, but this core's falling 22% and going down. Looks like Murdenbot is here for the win today. So the second match will be going over to the side of BFT One Punch Monk. GG's and well play. Murdenbot just too strong, yeah. Let's take a look at this match summary here, and I'm gonna reach out to BFT One Punch Monk, see if they'd like to do an interview. So if you have any burning questions you want to shoot their way, make sure to pop them in chat now. Murdenbot MVP. Murdenbot did really well. All right, give me a moment. I'm going to reach out here. I'll just leave this talent screen up for you guys to take a peek at for a moment. Yeah, who coaches Murabot? All right, hello. Let me pop on over to me and we'll get this interview started. We have Random Task joining us with... Okay, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name, but I've been saying Rumpfeed all game. How do I pronounce your name properly if I'm saying it wrong?
Rumpfeed D.
Okay, Rumpfeed D. Okay, perfect. So the Random Task, obviously the Murd in some of that last game and Rumpfeed D playing the Bright Wing in that last game. How happy are you guys with that Murd and bot performance?
Murden is apparently undefeated in competitive and pro play, so that's what we had a bunch of people watching from a certain Discord and next to Schoolhouse. Me and Corda both are active there, and I was really mad. My internet has not done this in forever, and it just completely. No. I'm glad we got to play game one though, because I think. Yeah, that might have been more trouble, but I think it sounded like the guy. I'll have to watch the game later. I didn't even get to watch it. So.
Well,
good job on the team to. I'm normally the shot caller too, and engage team shot caller and macro shot caller. So good on the team to cover for me while we were there.
Chat saying disqualified. Murd and bot isn't on their roster. No, I mean, it's true. Murden undefeated here, and I guess if you're gonna have one person disconnect, the best one is that Murden. He's has a history of performing well in these.
He probably hits more stone bolts than I do.
He was kind of popping off in those games. You'll have to go back and watch because there was times where he secured kills for your team.
I'm assuming that the team also had something to do with it too. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's talk a little bit about your guys' drafting here tonight. Did you kind of figure? I mean, I know based on the bands, you maybe have a little bit of scouting going on here onto CCS, but how prepared were you going into tonight for the draft and potential pickups that you might be seeing from currently chasing Samuro?
So, I think pretty good. I think we were really good. We did a lot of scouting based on who that. Obviously, we've been a lot of people as picks, but we kind of also know what else they want to play, and we kind of just built the draft that would capitalize against it. Won't get into more details, but
now, how long has your team been playing together?
This is our first season.
Okay, so did you a couple weeks now, or have you guys been kind of readying up for this season?
So Rumpy D. and Coleon are both in real life friends of mine.
Oh, okay.
And we've been playing HOTS forever, but never competitively. We started trying to get a team together maybe sometime in September. And we went through we've got a lot of people coming in and out, and we finally settled. We had Frank and Try as our backline damage. We have also have some subs and stuff, and I think everyone contributes to a certain degree. Apex, one of our support subs, and Bad Bros helps us scout a little bit. So
All right.
we just got this team together, and we've probably been playing maybe a month or two before the season starts. So we definitely have probably more practice time than a lot of other teams. But I also do know a lot of other teams have been together forever. I'm not new to NGS either, though. So.
All right, so first time stepping into competitive here for this season of NGS, but I can't wait to see where you guys go from here. Making plays even with a bot on your team tonight. It seems like you only have upwards to go.
Yeah, it's just we came out of a really heartbreaking loss the first week. We were really close, kind of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both games went over 30 minutes.
So both games went over 30 minutes. Our game time is a lot longer than most people's. Both games went over 30 minutes. We had the game, I think, the first one kind of through, and then I kind of into the second one. I feel really bad, and I think we've rebounded pretty well, but,
Yeah, no, the best thing about watching NGS is you just have those teams that come in and, they start the season a little rough, but once they've been playing consistently together for a couple weeks, they really start to come online. And I definitely can see that kind of working for you guys as well, especially since you already have that kind of pre-existing synergy between some of your members. I did
also have to rule swap too, so there was that.
Let's get into some shout outs here before we wrap things up. Is there anyone you guys would like to shout out?
You want to go first, Murphy, or?
I guess say the whole team. We've been practicing pretty hard, playing together, so definitely out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and particularly the subs too. Apex has been with us for a week or two, and he's been helpful. Bad Bros, like I said, he's been doing some scouting for us, compiling the info.
Yeah.
Zenaris.
Zenaris is our coach, one of our coaches.
Oh yeah.
So he's been helping us a lot too. Next is Schoolhouse Community. Cav, Cascon, Zanehide, all of them. They've been. I've been in that community for a long time, and I went from Hero League scrub to kind of the player that I am now.
All right.
Based on their teachings.
Lots of people helping out your team here. It's good to see. I love the nice thing about the HOTS communities is just all of these people and communities that just want to help and kind of raise everyone up along the way. So it's great to hear that you have so many people supporting your team out there.
Yep.
Thanks. All right. Well,
thanks for casting us.
Yeah, no problem.
Shout out to the caster.
Shout out to the caster, please.
Shout out to the Murden bot.
Murden bot.
All right. Well, thank you so much for dropping in for the interview tonight. Congrats once again on the win. I look forward to seeing you guys, your performance the rest of the NGS season, and I wish you the best of luck. And have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week.
You too. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. Let me find someone for us to raid here. I can't believe we just saw a Murden bot win a game here. I mean, maybe it shouldn't be that hard to believe. It's not the first time it's happened. It might not be the last either, but it's the first time that I've casted and a bot has won a game here. So that's kind of exciting for me. Let's see who's up to some HOTS tonight. See if there's anyone still casting some NGS potentially. Let's see here. It does look like, ooh, Dax. Dax is casting. We're going to send you on over to Dax. Getting a lot more solo casts in this season, and, that's because Dax is, Dax is casting himself now. He has good internet, so we'll send you on over there. I will be back again tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific to cast, another series. I can't remember the games off the top of my head. Flint Tropics versus Liquid Metal tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. PT. I hope to see you there. Until then, make sure you drop Dax a follow. I'll see you guys later. Stay safe out there.